Man, if you guys only knew half the stuff we talk about during before the show, you'd be rolling. It's the Sports Nuts. Let's get it. Happy, by the way, season finale. Let's get it.
The Sportz Nuts are back.
You are now listening to the Sportz Nuts.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the best sports talk show this side of the Mississippi. It is the Sportz Nuts. Hey, real quick, special shout out to everybody tuning in live on 95.5 KFCE, TigerNation.live, and all the other amazing radio stations across the country. And now we air in 57 countries worldwide, and we cannot thank you enough. All right, so also want to let everybody know there is a very, very, very special episode this Thursday. Our good friend Mark Livingston is interviewing South Carolina great quarterback Stephen Garcia, and he is going to talk about his stage 4 colorectal cancer diagnosis that he received and how he is doing, and also ways to get you screened. He has a little program that he's doing to help men who are under the age of 45 get screened, and you guys are going to want to tune in. I promise you. I understand it is during the time of the Hall of Fame game, but I really encourage everybody to get a chance to tune in. It will be aired on every radio station we are on except 3. But still, shout out, of course, to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and San Francisco, and that kind of stuff. They're still amazing radio stations. But it will also be airing in the north of the border in Canada and British Columbia, Vancouver. It'll be in Toronto and Ottawa, Saskatchewan, and in Halifax. So definitely tune in. It's we cannot thank them enough for airing this interview. But I'm really excited, and it's going to open your eyes because Stephen Garcia is not very old, and the fact that he was diagnosed with stage 4 colorectal cancer. So tune in this Thursday, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, interview with Mark Livingston with regards to Stephen Garcia. Now, also, if you live on the island of Hawaii, more specifically the island of Oahu, and you need someone to cater your corporate events, family outings, whatever, send me a message, Brandon Keeler on radio at gmail.com, and I'll get you in touch with our good friend Bobby at Kalama's Cuisine. If you guys recognize the name Kalama, it is a very well prominent name on the state of Hawaii, more specifically Oahu. You may have seen these two people on HGTV's Renovation Aloha. It is Tristan and Kamahai Kalama. Yes, that is, and we know them very well. Really good people. So Kalama's name is a big name, but check them out. Shane, man, though, happy Tuesday. It's great to see you. Hard to believe, man. We've reached season 6 finale, but how are you doing, man?
Man, doing good. Kind of with you in disbelief that we've made it to the finale of season 6 already. Man, I'm ready for the break. Got a bunch of stuff planned during our break, so definitely excited for that. But as always, excited for tonight's episode, and having Seven on with us, man. It's truly a joy, and it's been a joyful day for me. I mean, it is National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day of all days.
That's why Cassie was saying to get a chocolate chip cookie. Doggone. Oh, good stuff there. Matt, though, happy Tuesday. You made it to another amazing season finale. How are things on your side, and how was your weekend, man?
Like I said last season, I'm gonna say it again this season. I'm gonna put in to our board of legislators that we need a little longer break. But
we have a good break, thank you.
Other than that, let's just go to full 2, man. Let's go to full 14 days, man. Let's go to full 14 days.
I'm sorry, but no.
Man. But other than that, man, I mean, everything's great, man. Of course, guys, it's gonna be tough, man, being away from you guys for a whole 10 days, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do myself. I might actually ride up there, man. Look out over the mountains and just soak in the scenery and things like that, man. Do those walk on the beach, let the sand go through my hair,
Because you have so much hair and all.
Things like that. I might do that, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do it myself. But nah, man. Just guys, even though we're not working, we're working, guys. So we'll be in the background getting ready, the new season ready, man. But other than that, man, same old, man. It's been a good week. I had a job interview today, actually, man. With a regional position job interview today, man, that I've been kind of stressed out about, man, but finally got it done. Come to find out, it's not even the main interview. Now it's like a forced interview process. So it's like, jeez.
That's how it is.
It is what it is, man. But other than that, man, just trying to make it, man. Trying to make it.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. And in case you guys don't know, if you live in the upstate of South Carolina, western North Carolina region, you were treated to a great monsoon today. That's for darn sure. It rained so hard here that cars were floating away, literally. So, and Shane, of course, is lucky. He didn't get the 2.5 hour deluge that we got. Man, did we ever get some serious rain today? I mean, it started probably about 12, maybe earlier. And then it's like it trained. So it stayed over us and just kept recycling itself over and over, and I'm like, God, it is coming down in buckets. So, but Tony, man, it's good to see you. Welcome. Of course, we always are excited to have you on, but how was your weekend, and happy Tuesday to you, man?
My weekend was stressful. I was watching this trade deadline stuff go down, and I spent a lot of the weekend taking extra anxiety medication when I was allowed to, because I think some of these people spent too much time playing the show and not enough time watching baseball.
Boy, is that ever true. Oh man, there's a lot that we are going to discuss with Tony, and I'm actually very excited to talk about this. So let's rock and roll into it. As you guys see, our guy Tony is here. So Tony, man, I'm really excited to get this going on with you. But we got to address the elephant in the room. Tarek Skubal, the series, who's going to get him? It's finally ended with the buy here, pay here Dodgers, and I'm really tired of this. And this is annoying because the Dodgers seemingly have the mind frame of, if you can't beat them, just buy them. Do you think the Dodgers, the Yankees, and even the Mets, I mean, you could even say theoretically the Phillies are in there, but do you think that these 4 teams could help play a pivotal role in the potential lockout because of how much these 4 teams have jacked up the free agent market?
I'm just going to say this. The Dodgers aren't the problem. Neither are the Mets or those other teams that are spending. And as much as I am a Dodgers hater, a Yankees hater, through and through as a Red Sox fan, to call them the economic problem is to ignore the failures of almost every other team. Every team could have offered a comparable package for Skubal. All 29 of them, the reason that they hesitated is because they are already resigned to him signing with the Dodgers. That's the biggest mistake in sports. You're just giving him away. Create an environment where he wants to say. Word is he wants a new deal, his new deal that he's going to sign in the offseason to be around 7 to 8 years and $375 million. Any team saying that he's not worth that should sell to more competent ownership. When the Dodgers signed Shohei, in the month following inking his deal, the Dodgers signed over $1 billion in endorsements to Japanese companies. The deal that Shohei got from the Dodgers, Shohei gave the same offer to every other team that he talked to. Every team would have had that contract paid off within a month of his deal being inked. Don't hate on the Dodgers and Yankees and Mets and Phillies for putting their revenue back into their players' hands. Hate on every other owner who doesn't. I'm happy for Tarek and the Dodgers. Hopefully the other teams in the league learn why the Dodgers are building such a talented roster and start doing the same thing. The game will benefit as a result of it.
I hope something happens because it's definitely a very sticky situation going on there.
Detroit,
Shane, go ahead.
LA, Detroit.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, but Tony, man, thanks again for coming on with us, man. We definitely appreciate it, and as we just mentioned, the day after the trade deadline. I can get it out. But we just talked about Scooble, but we had a lot of other teams that were in need of a good pitching arm here to fill out their roster and make that playoff push. With all that we saw go on yesterday and the moves being made, other than kind of Scooble, which pitcher do you think has the most upside and could have the most impact for their new team heading into the playoffs or just into the season?
That's an interesting question. And here's what I would say is this. My first lean is going to be towards what the Cubs did with Kevin Gausman and the other player that they traded for. It's escaping me right now, but I think the choices that the Cubs made for their for who they picked up, because I know they got two pitchers. I think that if you're going to look at any team who did well for pitching, it was the Cubs. And I think that there were a lot of teams that needed to do better with pitching. I think that there were a lot of teams that desperately needed to do better with pitching. And unfortunately, a lot of them let things go by the wayside. Casey Mize should have been taken a lot quicker. Kevin Gausman, I'm surprised he stayed as long as he did. I'm glad for the Cubs, though. I think he's going to be a great arm for them. I think that Robbie Ray going to the Padres is admittedly a little bit of a waste because they're not going to do anything. I think a more competitive team should have made a push for him. Freddie Peralta going to the Rays, he's going to do great things. But I think, honestly, for me, Kevin Gausman to the Cubs is going to have a lot more of an impact than people realize. And all you have to do to realize that is to look back at what he did in the postseason last year, and you'll see that Kevin Gausman is that guy.
The moves that really transpired. I mean, there's so many names that really changed hands. I was telling Shane this earlier. I feel like this was more of a pitcher's trade deadline compared to others. So that's what I feel wholeheartedly. Matt, go ahead, man.
Tony, once again, man, thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it, man. You taking up time of your busy day, man. Again, we really appreciate it. But I want you to tell us, man, which contender surprised you by not making a bigger move? Do you think the regret like standing pat?
I think that Arizona could have done a lot more than they did. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of Lars Nootbaar. I think that I don't think he quite gets the love that he deserves as it relates to his talent. But I do believe that Arizona is in a place where they could be a spoiler for a lot of teams. And I think that by only making the one move, and I think they traded away somebody for like a prospect or something, but really the only thing of impact that they did was trading for Lars Nootbaar. That being the solo move that they made could end up being the reason why their season ends early, and people go, oh, just another year of the Diamondbacks squeaking into the postseason and not making any noise.
There's a lot of head scratchers that definitely transpired. We're talking to Tony Gladstone. He is with Podcast Name Deferred and also the Wired Wire Sports Network. He's also part of the Sportz Nutz Network. Tony, your boys, man, starting to get hot a little bit again. They've won their fifth or sixth straight now. And it sounds like the Red Sox are back in the swing of things. Now, this is amazing because of everything that has really transpired since day one with the Sox. Why do you think the Red Sox, or excuse me, what do you think the Red Sox did to finally wake up? And what are your thoughts and feelings about the remainder of the season? And could Boston even challenge the Tampa Bay Rays for the division?
I just want to throw this out there before I dive into actually answering your question. The Red Sox are currently facing the number one team in the American League right now, the Chicago White Sox. It is the top of the third inning. Boston is already ahead 6-0. The Sox are playing at an unreal clip. What I think it took was a change of culture. I believe that Alex Cora is one of the greatest managers in the game, and whatever team he gets next is going to be a force. But Chad Tracy is different. He's a player's coach, but he doesn't play around. He meets the team at their level. 75% of the guys that are on this roster have played with him in the minors, so that helps. But he's doing things different, and I think it's what's needed. For the remainder of the season, I want to see consistency. Win more series than you lose. Stay healthy. Work together. The team camaraderie is important, but it needs to be one band, one sound from here on out. The road is tough, and the recent success has put a target on their back. Can they contend with the Rays? Absolutely. If Adley Rutschman gets healthy and Meade comes back strong, this team is a force to be reckoned with. But execution matters, and the division is the Rays for the taking. And the Yankees are no slouch after their deadline pickups either. This three-way battle to end the season could be very memorable for every baseball fan.
Hopefully so. Like I said, so I want to reiterate we're talking to Tony Gladstone. He is with the Wire to Wire Sports Network and Podcast Name Deferred. He's also part of the Sportz Nutz Network. We are extremely excited. We're talking about basically the trade deadline and anything else with related to baseball. Shane, go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, well, Tony, definitely shout out for that drumline reference right there. But man, I just asked about the pitchers that were moved at this trade deadline. What are some of your thoughts on kind of the offensive side, position player side of things? I know you hated seeing Garcia go to the Yankees, but a couple other bigger names made moves. So kind of what are your thoughts on those big moves, and who do you think is going to be the standout out of those?
In the American League, I think that the two moves that the Yankees made were exactly what their offense needed. Luis Garcia Jr. is a force to be reckoned with, and I think that him on that team with that support behind him is going to be absolutely ridiculous. And then when we look at Julio Ramos, the Yankees now have the best outfield in baseball. And as a Red Sox fan, this stuff pains for me to admit. But they also have put themselves in a position, and I think this is important for the Yankees. They put themselves in a position where their offense does not rise and fall with Aaron Judge anymore. Ben Rice has other competent hitters around him to give him confidence that he can deliver. He has room to failure, and the pressure's not all on him. That team is going to be a force for the rest of the season once Ramos and Garcia get going. On the National League side, what the Phillies did blew me away because it was simple and it's effective. I think that bringing in Luis Arias from the Giants was an absolutely stellar pickup. I knew whatever team got him was going to be extremely happy with the results that he provides. The Phillies are going to be a force this season for the rest of the year. I'm sorry, Braves fans, it's the truth. I'm going to elaborate on more on that in a little bit. But the truth of the matter is just that simple thing for the Phillies. It was altering for that team and what they're doing because of how everybody else shifts in position. You've got Bryce Harper back out in right field. Alec Boehm is at first where he can't cause as much of a problem. These are all really good things for the Phillies, and I think that they're going to really make some noise.
For our sake as Braves fans, we hope not. Matt, go ahead, man.
Yeah, Tony, I want to get your thoughts on this, man. Tell me, what prospect haul impressed you the most, and which organization pretty much positioned itself best for the future?
this irritates me to have to say this as well, but the Baltimore Orioles did the best when it comes to prospects. Just in the trade alone for Boston, they got 3 of Boston's top 5 prospects for Adley Rutschman, plus an MLB ready now catcher. And when Carlos Narvaez is on his game, he is a very good hitting catcher. He's great in the locker room. That Baltimore got better as a result of that pickup by itself. But the other trades that they made, they actually got a really good prospect haul when you factor in what else they were able to do. And it really sets them up for success. The problem with this is the Orioles are falling back into a rhythm of being the AL East farm system again. And you can't leave yourself open like that. The Orioles were just on the precipice of being a force in the AL East. And they have now given up again and are starting back over. Yes, you've got Jackson Holiday. Yes, you've got Gunnar Henderson. But you have now set your team back at least another 3 to 5 years.
You know, Tony, I heard actually through the grapevine that at one point Baltimore was even considering trading away Gunnar Henderson. Thankfully, they didn't react on that one, obviously, because that would have absolutely caused a revolt against biblical proportions for the Orioles fan base. Now, my next question for you, Tony, is kind of a two-part question. The first one is about the Atlanta.
They're just a little short of what they need to be, thanks to Alex Anthopoulos' roster building, but they are right there. They didn't address the issues they have the right way, though. Let's look at the additions. Lane Thomas. He's an okay defensive outfielder, career 240 hitter. That doesn't help your offense. Let's take a look at the pitchers. Bailey Falter, a 13.77 ERA this season, 4.77 ERA overall. Not a great addition to your bullpen. Brent Sutter, 4.12 ERA this season, 3.62 career. Okay, pen choice, probably the best one out of the ones that you chose.
And obviously the news today about Jorge Soler being DFA'd.
Yep.
And, of course, the big question is Alex Anthopoulos going to go right back to it again? Because, you know, he likes to bring the boys from the 21s back. And, I mean, guys, we're 5 years out since the Braves won the World Series. You've got to let it go. I mean, there comes a time when enough is enough. Yep. And I just don't think Alex Anthopoulos has done enough. I even asked my good friend Sean, who is inside the Braves organization, do you think, he's a media person, do you think that Atlanta should consider moving on from Alex Anthopoulos? And look, he's done. I'm not.
In the sense they did open up the checkbook. They just opened up the checkbook for the players that were already there, as in Albies, Acuna, Riley, and those kind of guys. You know, that was one of the biggest things that the Braves had. They had rising stars, but they always would go elsewhere because the money was there. So he did open up the checkbook in that sense. You know, and I think, you know, with what they did this year, I almost think that they were trying to get as many mediocre pieces as they could for that big trade.
But who would they trade for, though, Shane? Who would you like to see them trade, though?
Well, I'm saying they were gathering those, but then as soon as they were gathering those pieces, the big pieces, the big name players were coming off the board. So it's kind of a little bit too late. Mm-hmm. You know, if you were going to make those moves, you make them 4 or 5 days before the deadline. That way, the last 2 days, you can focus on putting a great package together for that one starter that the Braves fans were ultimately looking for. Didn't pan out that way. Hopefully, you know, a couple of the players that we did get, I know Tony mentioned, you know, about some ERAs. A couple of them, their ERAs within the month of June and July have been pretty decent. So hopefully that can continue with the change of scenery. But you never know. You don't have that for sure home run shot like we were all wanting.
I agree on that one. Shane, go ahead with your next question. Seriously.
Oh yeah, well, you know, Tony, I can tell you one thing that's going to be on our minds all off season that I'm going to ask you about. You know, we're only about 50 regular season games away from the end of the regular season, and we haven't heard much on any progression in these CBA talks between the MLB and the Players Association. Can you kind of give us an update on what you've heard about the situation, and, you know, ultimately give us your prediction? How many games are we going to lose because of this?
everything that we've talked about is really where it's at. What they're doing right now is there's a lot of offers that are being lobbed back and forth that aren't really actual substantial offers. They're just throwing stuff against the wall just to kind of see if they can start to shape what they actually want down the line. And this is unfortunate that this has become so political, and it's the culture within MLB because of the gap between players and ownership that has existed since the early 1900s. It's always been there. And it sucks because it ends up, I think it puts a negative light on the product that doesn't need to be there. As far as how many games we're going to miss, the owners are prepared to miss April and May. And that's the thing, is because attendance is down, ratings are down. So for them, it's just cheaper to not have baseball in April and May. I would expect that, 50, 60 games. Wow. If it gets to the point where it's longer than that, we're probably not going to have a season.
I'm not looking forward to hearing that possibility. I mean, baseball is baseball. It's something that, we've all grown up with, and we all have cherished it so much. Matt, I'm trying to say, it would obviously be seriously devastating if we were to lose baseball for an entire year. But what do you think, Matt, would be the ramifications if we are doomed for an entire season? Remember, the last major lockout we had was '94, and it ended in the middle of the season.
If there was a lockout looming and the lockout did happen and the lockout was a year, then I would expect to see some kind of cap, some kind of salary cap, man, because that's pretty much more likely what it's about. It's about teams. A lot of it is about teams able to just spend more than other teams. Of course, those teams are going to win. So it'll be something to make things a little more even, give it a little more even playing ground. The NBA has a cap, NFL has a cap, and look at the parity in those leagues. So that'll be it, man. I think it'll be a cap. I don't think there's going to be any contraction right now or any additions to Major League Baseball. Everything seems kind of good. The baseball kind of has the perfect model set up with the AAA ball, AA, single A. They seem to have done it right. That's what all sports should do. All sports should have multiple teams that fills that one particular team. NBA is trying to start doing it with G League, and I think the NFL started doing it now with the that league that was just going on. UFL. So UFL. Been trending that way, but baseball has that perfect model. Baseball has it right. So if a lockout does happen, then I expect to see a salary cap, because again, I think this time it's going to be one of those things that we're going to see results, especially if it's for a year. If they're out for a year, I think we'll definitely see results.
Yeah, it's going to be disheartening if, in fact, we do have a lockout. And I know a lot of people that will be, they will sit there and say, I don't want to continue then. I don't want to be a fan. 94 was an example. We lost, baseball in general lost a good portion of their support. And we all know what transpired to help rectify baseball. And it was the steroids era. And then more specifically, it was the 98 season when you had Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa. At one point, it was Ken Griffey Jr. was on there. And then you had Barry Bonds also. You had all these big names.
That was steroids plus a juice ball.
Exactly.
Of another lockout.
Yeah. And that kind of saved baseball. And then, I do want to blame a little bit on the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets, and the Phillies because of how much they ballooned a lot of the free agent contracts. Up until recently, we didn't see players making, more than $200 million over a life of a span of 10 years. And now I don't know if you guys saw the list that came out. It's like $1.3 billion in deferment or something like that alone with the Dodgers. $1.3 billion. That is astronomical. And I'm not putting my finger solely on it's the Dodgers' fault, it's the Yankees, the Mets, and the Phillies. It's a combination, obviously, because they are ballooning a lot of overpriced contracts. You had one player, Shohei Ohtani, who's making $750 million.
It happens in all leagues.
Yeah,
No,
it
no,
does.
no, 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 no.
Look at
The
the
Bobby
NFL
Vanilla stuff
contract.
doesn't happen in our league. Things like that. That's gonna affect the cap and how much they can spend on cap and things like that, man. I mean, it's interesting. Baseball has a lot to talk about, man. They have a lot to talk about.
They have a lot to fix.
A cap isn't going to solve the problem, though. This is, and I want you guys to understand
Yeah.
this. There's a graphic that I saw the other day. In the 2024 season, the New York Mets had 90% of their revenue that they took in going to their players. The Marlins only had 27%. Is it the Mets' fault that the Marlins don't want to spend money on players? That they avoid spending money on players, that they trade away players rather than pay them? Why should Steve Cohen be forced to not invest in his product because the Marlins don't want to do it? Why should Steve Cohen be forced to not invest in his product when the A's, when the Diamondbacks, when all these other teams don't want to do it? The Braves could have easily given Shohei that contract. Every team in Major League Baseball could have given Shohei that contract. They chose not to. This is not a Braves problem. This is ownership that are doing what they can to try and put money in their pocket and defend not spending more money. That's all it is.
That is true. I mean, you got these places trying to worry about building parking decks rather than putting money into their own team. I agree with that. But you got to understand that sports, you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. And I just have a feeling it's about that time where they're gonna start with baseball. I can see a salary cap coming within the next 5 years for baseball. I can see it, if not this year.
I can see it too. And it's a very fluid situation. There's something that has to be done to salvage baseball some way or another.
Shane's right. I mean, that's not Shane. Tony's right. I mean, why should one team be penalized because the other team doesn't want to invest as much into their players? That's absolutely right. A valid point. You're absolutely right. But
We can't sit there and say it's everybody's fault for the fact that the A's don't know how to spend an
You got to
$8.
understand, we're in the era now of second and third place are winners too. That's the era that we're in. So
That is true,
man. Participation, we're in a participation trophy era. So they're gonna try to be fair with everybody. I just see it happening.
I agree. All right, let's go on to the topic of the day. The first one is this topic is actually a good one because there are so many leagues out there. On this list that I'm about to show you, it is focusing on the big four. There's no MLS in this one. It is the NFL, the NHL, the NBA, and the MLB. Of these big four, which of these four do you all think has the worst bandwagon fans? Now, I mean, people can sit there and say all they want. The Dallas Cowboys, and I guarantee you one of you guys probably thought about them before we got into this. So I know that is probably coming, but I'm going to start with you since, Tony, you are our honorary guest. Which of those four do you think has the worst bandwagon fans?
It is like the worst is football, and it's not just because of Dallas Cowboys fans, although they are helping the formula here.
He said an earthquake off, yeah.
Never heard of a Seattle fan. In some Madden games, I didn't even know Seattle existed. I mean, of course, you got the supposed MVP Sean Alexander. Of course, you have Sean Alexander. Okay, of course. But I've never heard of a Seahawks fan until that Beast Quick run. Anyways, and I was happy because they knocked the Saints out the playoffs, so it is what it is. But, nah, man, which teams was it? Which teams was it again? Refresh my memory.
It is baseball,
sports.
Major League Baseball, NFL, NHL, or NBA. Who has the worst bandwagon fans?
The worst bandwagon fans I've ever seen were probably, I don't want to see, y'all are probably going to be like, nah, man, because they always, I don't know, man. I'm Golden State fans, man. I mean.
So basketball, then, is what you're saying.
I mean, but it's tough. It's tough. Bandwagon fans, man. I mean, Chiefs fans, that little era, that stretch of Chiefs fans was ridiculous. Yep. Just popping up the woodworks.
I did love Tony's little reaction that, that's Taylor Swift's boyfriend. I love that. It was the best.
Yeah, I know, right? But I don't know, man. Out of them, it might. Bandwagon. Ooh, man. You really only have dynasties in the NBA like that, really. And those Patriot fans, Brady was in the league for so long that they you can't even get mad at them. Mm-hmm. Gosh, I don't know, guys. That's a good one. That is a great question. I don't know who has the most bandwagon fans.
What about you, Shane?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Which of those
Well,
four leagues do you think has the worst bandwagons?
the MLB is the the oldest kind of professional sport in America. So I think that's the least amount of bandwagon fans that you can kind of get.
I agree
You
with that.
know, it's hard to say because the NHL, there's not a lot of true blue blood fandom for the
That's a cult
NHL.
following, really.
So you have, yeah, like you have the strong-willed ones, but then like your casual fans, they're picking the teams that's winning in the past few years,
I like what they
kind of
do. Also,
deal.
they choose about their
So
uniforms too. Remember, there are those
yeah,
people that say that's a pretty uniform. Why don't you from on?
yeah, but mine's got to be the NBA. I think too many star players change teams so much that whoever's winning at the time, that's kind of who they're gravitating towards, other than their favorite player. That's where I would put why I would put the NBA at number one. Of course, you have the same deal in the NFL, but it's kind of the NFL's kind of got that MLB kind of tied to it, where this hatred for this team or this fandom for this team has been passed down through generations, and through many different family members and stuff like that. So that's why I got to put that number one spot to the NBA.
I dig it. Let us know in the comments what you guys think on the Big Four has the worst bandwagon fans. All right, let's go to the next topic. Kelsey Plum. She is on the move. According to our good reporter, Matt, how do you say his name? Sham? How do you say it?
Shams. Just say
Shams
Shams.
Sharania.
Just say
This was
Shams.
him.
You can say Shams or Shams. Shams Sharania.
Shams.
So the Los Angeles Sparks, and we actually heard our good friend. Oh gosh, I mean, we've heard it from Marcus, we've heard it from everybody basically that we heard it from Abe too the other day that in the WNBA number one pick or first round picks mean absolutely jack diddly now, and this is an example right here is Kelsey Plum was traded away from the LA Sparks to the Phoenix Mercury. Now, look, Kelsey Plum is one of the most recognizable players in all of the WNBA. She is known for being very controversial. Every league does have that one villain. There is always that one villain. Kelsey Plum was the first villain. I mean, we can go on debating saying that Angel Reese is kind of on that list too, but if the amount of embracement that Angel Reese has had in general with the Atlanta sports market
I was fixing to
is
say you had her on that list till she went to Atlanta.
yeah.
Come on.
I'm not a big fan of her, but I will say I'm pleasantly surprised with what has transpired with what Angel Reese has done for the Atlanta Dream in general. How they've become one of the top four best teams in the league, and also they're now moving a lot of their games away from the little what is it? I think it's a 3,500 seat arena in College Park up the road to State Farm Arena, and they're selling out State Farm. And they played last night against Asia Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces, and they were doing the Barbie night. And Angel Reese bought 16,000 Angel Reese Barbie dolls and gave them away to every fan. And I think it was the first 2,500 fans got an Angel Reese pink Barbie jersey. So that is pretty cool. But this particular player, Kelsey Plum, she is a very recognizable face. She's very outspoken, and it obviously to me this says that LA is going to go right back into rebuilding. We have not seen really much any improvement with Cameron Brink. I think maybe she's more of a dud than a stud in the WNBA.
Well, remember, she had that major injury her first
Yes,
year.
but
Major.
this season
injury
she's
her first
come
year.
back. Well, actually, last season she came back, got injured, and finished on the IR again with the ankle. She started this season on playing and then got hurt again, and now she's back. But she's not lived up to what she was touted as. She was touted as one of the greats, and the Sparks, year in and year out, as of late, they just really haven't accommodated, have moved up anything. I want to ask you, Matt, since you're my basketball guru, what does this symbolize to a lot of the WNBA players in general that, I mean, obviously we know the disparity in the big with the NBA. You know, if you're in the first round, you're pretty much guaranteed on a roster spot. You're not really guaranteed a roster spot in the WNBA. Remember, she played at Stanford. The Dream drafted number 6. She don't even play no more. Her name is slipping me for some reason. But, you know, what does this say to you, though, Matt, about the WNBA as a whole? Do you think that there is some serious issues with regards to your picks, basically?
No, I just think that this new age of college basketball player hasn't hit the league yet. The college basketball women's side is full of YouTube social media stars that are really good, and they're gonna come in and they're gonna be the faces of their franchises. I mean, we got some really good college players. I mean, you got. Do I gotta say it? Do we need to mention her, old girl over there, USC,
Tony.
USC? I mean, you know. I mean, Miss Juju. So, I mean,
When is she? I mean, she's 2 years now since she's gone through 2 drafts.
She was so good as a freshman, coming in averaging like 20 points as a freshman. I think she just had she was hurt her sophomore year, played a few games. So she's about to be in her junior year this year, so she'll be eligible for the next NBA draft, which she is going to go number 1. That's whatever. But she's getting paid more than what the WNBA can pay her. So, I mean, hey, man, these kids are staying in college, and, you know, we're going to see an influx of the new player and the new player coming in. But also, as far as these duds hitting the draft, quote unquote duds, it's all about fit, man. It's all about fit. You see this every draft. You see first round picks get cut. What was that? Haley Van Lith.
Yeah, Haley Van Lith. Yeah,
she was highly touted. I think number 1 player coming out of high school, man, and was highly touted, and then just you know,
she's on a developmental contract with somebody.
Yeah. We see how that goes, man. And you never know. You never know behind the scenes, guys. It's not just about putting the ball in the basket. It's about playing defense. It's about your commitment. It's about practice. It's about, you know,
what can you do to help this team be better in general?
Going hard, and it's about not being selfish. As people, they fail to realize that, man. Once you just show that you can be a team player, it is what it is, man. Everybody doesn't have the freedom of a Caitlin Clark. You know, everybody doesn't have that freedom. You know. Everybody doesn't have a freedom of what's the chick from Toronto? The lady, the woman from Toronto, Mabry. She's just letting them fly. And,
oh God! She's hitting every 3 she hits, though. Basically,
exactly. Mariah Mabry. She was in the league for about 8 years already, and she finally got her chance to run a team. And
well, look at, and we just mentioned Angel Reese because remember she was basically a struggling sensation at Chicago. Now, Chicago's are not very well-run organization.
You look at Angel Reese's field goal percentage coming in her rookie year, she only shot 38%, which is terrible for a big in any facet of the game. And next year she got to 43. This year she's at 45, 46%. So she's improving her field goal percentage. That means a lot less missed layups. So, I mean, I think with the WNBA, what they're lacking right now, that's what the NBA has, is the developmental aspect. They got to learn how to develop these players. And I know some people are going to look at me and be like, oh, Matt, you shouldn't say that. But I agree with the people that say they should have lowered the rims to 9 feet. I'm sorry. I agree with it. You know,
Shane has even said that too.
Hey, man, I want to see a lady go down the hole and just, boom.
Well, remember, we talked to Abe too, and you mentioned that too, Shane. Remember, you mentioned to him you were a fan of lowering the goal, and Abe, he shot that down.
Hey, we used to do it at 10, 11 years old. Like, you get enough people that want to have a yam fest.
You all were going haywire on those, yes.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't get it. It's like women don't play fast-paced baseball like men do. They play softball. So, I mean, I don't get why a lot of people felt that was very disrespectful. I think Michael Porter Jr. said it, and then he got chastised for it in the media. So, but again, it is what it is, man. But I don't know, man. I just think it's the developmental part of it right now. They just haven't learned how to develop players. You got players coming in that are really good, but you don't have the Diana Taurasi's anymore. You don't have those like
the Sue Birds, those kinds of
things. Yeah, that's not happening. But those women played professional before the WNBA started. Remember, those women went overseas and played. Mm-hmm. These women, I don't think they're really going overseas like that now anymore.
Well, since the whole issue with Brittany Griner getting arrested in Russia, they've kind of dialed back a lot of the international and that kind of stuff. And look, the WNBA is still an infant in all intents and purposes for the big four in sports. they're still in their infancy. Yeah, they've been around for 30 years. They're still infancy though, because I mean, if you look at Big Brother, they've been playing since the early 1900s. You have you have baseball, who's been around since the early 1800s. I mean, you have hockey, who's also been around since the 1800s. So, in reality, the WNBA is still a very young brand. Now, I know I know Shane has a lot to talk on this, but I want to go to the next topic because it is still related to the WNBA. And the WNBA has to get a hold of the inconsistency with the referees, the bad calls, the really missed calls. Now, I don't know if you guys saw this, and if you did not see this, you can YouTube it. Sophie Cunningham was called for originally was called for a flagrant foul, but it was downgraded to a defensive foul. But the reason why I mentioned this, she's lined up on the girl she's defending, and the girl swings her elbow and hits her in the mouth, and she lost 3 teeth. She actually had oral surgery the other day to put implants back in her mouth, but she was called for a foul, and she did get fined because she mouthed off like, how am I getting a foul when I'm sitting here holding my teeth? I mean, she says mother, not so choice words on that one. Now, Shane, since we heard Matt's explanation, I'm going to go to you, and then I want to have Tony tell us too. But Shane, what are your thoughts on the WNBA referee? Now, look, we know a lot about the refereeing in general. We've heard the severity of inconsistencies with baseball, basketball, and football. But what do you think really needs to happen for the WNBA to get this ship righted? Because I mean, there is a lot of and you've seen it too. There's been so many of the players, the coaches, everything calling out the refereeing.
Well, the WNBA has had an officiating problem here for the last couple of years. It's not something that's just happening this year that people are talking about. It's happened over the past few years. So with that, you got to start looking into kind of what the NFL is proposing in their officiating crews and everything else, like where you have to go to some sort of school and pass a test. I know they kind of do that over time with refereeing in basketball. Basically, any sport, you kind of go from the lower levels and kind of work your way up and try to make it there to the big time. But it's become almost as comical as some of the games have been sometimes, because of the officiating's been so out of control. I mean, if they want it to be that that rough and nasty, hey, put some gloves on and just let them go at it, man. But and it's kind of funny. We see more officiating issues vocalized in the NBA and the WNBA than kind of we do in almost most sports. Yeah, you can call like some questionable calls at the end of a game in a football game or something like that. But hey, they didn't let it get out of hand up to that point, which is kind of what we see happens in the WNBA and the NBA. With the fandom growing in the sport, we're only going to see more scrutiny on these officials and how they call these games. It's going to be one of those things. It's going to be interesting to see. Last time the NBA was questioned about their officiating, that they had a gambling ring going on. This kind of, the way it's been and as inconsistent as it's been, it smells of something fishy, and if not already a big topic, is going to be a big topic for many players and coaches and owners going on forward with the league in this offseason.
And there's there's obviously some disparity with the commissioner, but that's with every league. But I mean, more so this year than in years past. Maybe Kathy Engel, whatever her name is maybe she's on the way. She's eventually going to be voted on the way out. I don't know. Tony, what are your thoughts on the officiating with the WNBA? And I mean, there's got to be something that's got to be done because you're having so many inconsistencies, and the number one rule for everything is stay consistent with everything, and then work your way from there. But like the WNBA example, they're not consistent at all. I mean, last night I watched the game for the Atlanta Dream and the Las Vegas Aces, and Alicia Gray. Well, I don't know if you guys saw this. She flipped over the player and hit her face and head hard. I mean, it goes boom, and Alicia Gray got called for a foul. She was called for the penalty, but she was the one that flipped over and smacked her face. They did rescind the flagrant call, but like, what do you think needs to be done with this WNBA officiating?
The unfortunate truth is the WNBA has gotten really good at getting in their own way. The issues with the way that they've handled the Caitlin Clark situation, there's been poor officiating in the NBA and the WNBA for a long time. It's been a consistent problem, and unfortunately, Adam Silver has been doing too much to try and get his ears back to a normal size to actually solve the problem of officiating in the NBA, and that, as by extension, the WNBA. I think that it's detrimental to the league, especially when we're seeing the AUSL and the WPBL get instant attention, and the WNBA is fighting in markets where they actually are in. They're fighting in their own markets. You have certain areas like Phoenix. Like I used to live in Phoenix. I'm a Mercury fan. I'm excited about Kelsey Plum because I can finally let my Diana Taurasi jersey get some rest. But the officiating in the WNBA has been a problem for a long time, and the solution is to have a higher standard. But the problem is they won't make that choice because it costs them money.
And that's disheartening too, though.
It is because it turns fans off. It's any reasonable basketball fan is going to see what happened to Sophie Cunningham, regardless of personal opinions or her political views, and be irritated that kind of thing can even happen. Can be irritated that she would get a fine. It is completely reasonable. If I get punched in the mouth and my teeth get knocked off and an officer is talking to me about assault, guess what? I'm going to have some choice words. They're not going to be nice. Most of them I couldn't say in front of my grandma, and that woman was in the military, so you can say a lot of words in front of her. Like, you can't reasonably expect that. Adam Silver would have, if this was an NBA situation, would have handled it differently. Roger Goodell, not a great commissioner when it comes to professional sports, would have handled that differently. Even Robert Solar Panel Forehead Manfred would have handled that differently.
I love it.
Like, to see the WNBA shooting themselves in the foot like this is disheartening to me. Like, I've grown up around the WNBA. My cousin was a ball kid for them when I was a kid. I've sat in the Mercury stands when there was 1,000 people in that arena. And
my daughter's a diehard WNBA fan. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. All right, and now it's time for one of our newest segments. It is the top 5 in a nutshell. We give you the top 5 sports stories that are kind of focused right now on the headlines. Now, the first one, UEFA has vowed to boycott the next FIFA World Cup as CONCACAF rejects FIFA's private equity plan. Tony, what are your thoughts on that?
They actually that has blown up in their face so badly that they had to openly rescind the plans to do that. What they were going to do, because what they were going to do is they were going to sell shares into the league. And
that's crazy.
UEFA was mad, MLS was mad, literally every other organized league was unhappy, and FIFA was like, "Oh, okay, well, since you guys aren't going to let us do it, I guess we won't." Like that's FIFA is the most broken, corrupt organization in existence, and I say that as somebody who works for a property insurance company.
I'm at last week's. I'm sorry. That's crazy too. I apologize. Shane, go ahead, man, and do the next one for the top 5 in the nutshell, please, sir.
Oh yeah, well, Tony, we're going to kind of throw these out there and get your thoughts on them since we got them. But expert urge new heat rules for linemen especially at the high school and college league. 90% of all heat stroke deaths due to football related injuries in high school and college come from heat stroke. 37% of those being from extenuous exercise, meaning you did something wrong and you need to run. But kind of what are your thoughts on that? And do you see kind of a rule being implemented?
I think any coach that doesn't protect their athletes when you're dealing with extreme heat like that shouldn't have a job. The law shouldn't need to exist. If you're gonna be okay putting your players through that, we all know what heat stroke does to the body. We all know what heat stroke does to the mind. These things are not hidden facts. So if you're gonna risk your athletes like that, you don't deserve your job.
What do you think, Tony, about Macklin Celebrini signing an extension to make him the highest paid player in the NHL with an average annual value contract of $18.9 million?
I think the NHL needs to do a better job of marketing their game, because the fact that that's the highest contract ever is absolutely absurd. There are bullpen pitchers in Major League Baseball that work once maybe every 3 games that make more money than that. That is absurd. NHL needs to do a better job of marketing their product.
I agree. Matt,
Yeah.
talk about how a certain defensive end is returning to Houston, where it all started.
Yeah, I got a couple of defensive ends I kind of want to talk about. But, Javion Clowney, as you guys know, is going back to Houston. The team he was drafted, number one. And he was drafted number one because of that running back he tackled on Michigan.
Yes,
that day.
Michigan hit.
We know what that Michigan hit is about. But, Clowney is going back to them, and I think he'll do great in that particular defense. But even more of headline news. Falcons,
Welcome to
Jalen
the
Walker.
club. Welcome to the club.
Falcons, Jalen Walker appeared to have a torn ACL, going to be out for the season.
We had a good news this morning, and it turned bad at the end of this afternoon with the Atlanta Falcons. Put it to you that way. What are your thoughts on this? First off, Tony, what are your thoughts on Jadeveon Clowney returning to where it all started? And then what are your thoughts about the fact that the morning news started great with Bijan Robinson signing this massive contract for being now is officially the highest paid running back, and then Jalen Walker most likely done for the season. And we still don't know yet if there's any punishment that's going to really transpire for James Pierce Jr.
They'll wait till the preseason to play his punishment out.
Yeah. As far as Jadeveon Clowney going back to Houston, D'Amico Ryan knows how to use him. So I think that's the right choice there. I think that if he's going to find late success with any organization, that's where he needs to be. So I think it was a good choice. It was a business decision, but it was a football decision, and I don't blame him for it. As far as what's going on in Atlanta, the football gods decided a long time ago that Atlanta was not going to be happy anytime soon. The 28-3 curse that will follow this team for easily 50 years is going to bring so much joy to the rest of us who have to watch that organization constantly burst into flames. I think that signing Bijan was the right choice, clearly. I mean, you're not going to just not sign him. That would be like not offering the exact contract needed to keep Tarek Skubal on your team. I mean, and Detroit wouldn't do that. So I mean, why would you not sign him? But now we have a player that's going down already. This happens to at least 3 or 4 teams in training camp. Somebody wasn't ready. Somebody wasn't hydrated enough. Somebody spent more time in the off season next to the pool than swimming in it, and as a result, their body is not ready for what they're putting them through already. It's unfortunate. I never want to see a player get injured. I never want to see a player get injured. But I also think it couldn't have happened to a dumber team.
Matt and I both said that regularly, that Atlanta can do the most Atlanta thing and something stupid would happen.
Tony, as a Panthers fan, I enjoy that you're saying that this 28-3 curse may be like the curse of the Bambino and the Sox.
Oh, I hope the heck not. God, do I hope not. I don't want to wait. I don't want to have my great-grandkids be the ones that see the Falcons win the daggone Super Bowl first. I don't want that to happen. We'll see. All right, now it is time for everybody's segment. It is the Yes, it is the honorable mentions. We give shout outs and loves to at least up to 5 stories each that really deserve it. And the media doesn't do it. We do it because it's in our DNA. Now, my first honorable mention does go out to the Atlanta Dream. They are winners of the 5 of their last 6. They went from the 7th seed in the playoffs to the 4th seed, and they're still climbing. Yes, they hit a little bit of a hurdle last night against the number 1 seed Las Vegas Ace. No, sorry, the number 3 seed the Las Vegas Aces. The number 1 team is the Minnesota Lynx. But shout out to the Dream. They're finally getting it right. Hopefully, Alicia Gray is good to go after that horrific accident last night. Shane, give us your first honorable mention, please.
My first honorable mention is going to go to Michael Thorpe Jorgensen. He got his first PGA Tour win there at the Rocket Classic in Detroit this past weekend. Detroit, a lot of big things came out of there this weekend, but he's been on the cusp of that monumental achievement here for the past couple of years, and so shout out to seeing him get his first win, and with the way he's played and consistently been up there in contention, could possibly open up the door for many wins on the tour for him.
I like it. Matt, give us your first honorable mention, please.
Yeah, man. A lot of times, guys, these athletes don't have wins pertaining to this. A lot of times, these athletes have losses pertaining to this. For those who don't know, Luka Doncic's ex-fiance withdrew their child support petition today, reciting that they can handle it amicably. Now, guys,
you don't hear that very often at all.
Exactly, you don't hear that at all. So that is a win for all the guys out there.
Yeah, buddy.
That is definitely a win, man, because that never happens. That never happens.
Normally, it's actually added on extra.
Exactly, just ask Anthony Edwards, but that kind of really never happens.
Or Tyreek Hill.
Get that lump sum though. Get that lump sum.
Yeah, do that lump sum like he did at the end. He said to get it all over with.
And realistic, you know what? I retract my Anthony Edwards statement. He actually won in that one too as well. You know, so I retract that statement.
But you could also sit there and say, "What about Tyreek Hill and his 5,000 kids?"
Exactly. But the other 90% of the NBA, you did not have one. But no, shout out.
You lost a lot more than you won.
Yeah, shout out to Luka Doncic, man, for for him and his Warriors for getting her to agree to that. To handle
I need those kind of lawyers, man. I mean, if they can get an NBA player's ex or whatever, baby mama, whatever, to stop being the baby mama drama, then I mean, they can get us anything.
Hey, man. I mean, look, man. I mean, it is what it is, man. But he won. That's considered a win.
That's a win.
So,
Tony, give us your first honorable mention, please.
This weekend we saw the Women's Professional Baseball League launch and have their inaugural games. Day 1, we had.
Please don't say anything about the national anthem.
I'm not even. Nope. That's not even on me. I'm not. That's not my business. The Day 1, the Los Angeles Queens beat the New York Heights 10-8. And Day 2 saw the San Francisco Firebells beat the Boston Hunters 11-3. First home run was hit on Saturday. Bottom of the 4th inning, Danae Benitez faced a 2-strike count and crushed a breaking ball deep to dead center. She ended up the night 4 for 4 and a few RBIs. Like, absolutely stellar performance from Danae. And yeah, the next game is tomorrow. So some good baseball there. This is not what you would expect at like a major league game. But it's good baseball. It's good to watch. I enjoyed it myself. And
so you actually get to watch it too, then? Yeah,
all of the games are televised, whether it's through ESPN. Actually, you can watch all of them.
There was a big... Well, and I know that Pluto is doing 11 games for free.
Yeah.
Now, I know there's a big hoopla going on about what ESPN did right at the very last... It was like 48 hours away and what they did. So that's for another day on that one. Shane, I know you mentioned something, so let's go to the second. My second honorable mention goes out to the Atlanta United for loaning Latte Lot to Berlin. And boy, did they ever free up a lot of space on that one. Opening up the chance for better talent for the United. Hopefully Arthur Blank finally fixes it and the United can do something, because it's been almost a decade since they won the MLS Cup. Shane, give us your second honorable mention, please.
Well, my second honorable mention is going to go out to Shabuzi and Gunner on their song "High Noon," being announced as the official song for college football this season.
Really?
Yes, I'm not sure exactly how it'll be incorporated in, but you know how they do
Look at Tony's face.
the songs during that. I hadn't heard it before I heard it was announced, so I went and listened to it, and it could be pretty catchy depending on how they use it. It's
Does it
got
sound better than Pat McAfee's song that he did?
yes, yes. It's got a good beat to it.
Look at Matt's face.
And
He's
could
like,
fit
"Wait,
really
that's a
well. Yeah, it could fit really well with big matchups, especially with that noon kickoff type deal.
Yes, Matt. Pat McAfee did do Matt was trying. It was like a
He's,
country
he's
rock,
coming
wasn't it?
out. He's coming out with the album next week. So calm
What was
down.
the song that he had again called?
Dookie?
Dookie. It's literally called Dookie, Matt. Go look it up. I had to listen to it, and I said, this was by far the worst song I have ever heard.
Hey, this
The
is
only reason why it's
it's
catchy is
Pat
because the
McAfee.
tune.
It's Pat McAfee though.
Yeah.
Through and through, it's Pat McAfee.
Yes.
Pat McAfee on a song kind of makes me think of what was that with the University of Miami when they got in trouble. What was that in the early 2000s?
Oh,
because
God.
They created a rap song.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I think Matt's mentioned that before. About
Yeah, I think Matt has mentioned that actually. You see, Matt, we're calling you out. Matt, what is your next honorable mention?
I'm actually listening to this High Noon song, man. It's kind of hot.
See what I'm saying? That's why I had to
High
go.
Noon. This thing it's kind of going, man. Randy, you might need to check this out, man. We might have to change the intro to the show.
Well, no, let's not do that.
hey, you might need to check this out, man. This is good. This song going.
It's called High Noon.
It's called High Noon. Shabuzi and Gunner, High Noon. It's the main name of the
Now
beat,
you got me
man.
wanting to listen
It's
to
the
it.
beat.
Yeah, it's the beat. Yeah.
That's the only thing that's good for Pat McAfee is Dookie song.
Hey, man. Hey, actually pretty good. But anyways, and piggybacking off of my the Luka Doncic news, man, what an athlete is supposed to do, a high-profile athlete, you're supposed to marry somebody who's in that same high-profile range as you are. So shouts out to Donovan Mitchell and Coco Jones that they actually tied the knot, over the weekend. So over the past few days. Congratulations to them.
I like Shabuzi. I can see it. I like that tune. That boom, 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 boom. I like that.
Can
Tony, give us
Shabuzi
your
do a
next.
different song, or is it just give me the same thing with different lyrics each time? Like
Same
that's my
thing.
question.
That's kind of what it sounded like. It's the same thing. So
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, you gotta understand, Tony. As long as everybody at the bar is getting tipsy, it's okay. It's
God,
okay.
if he ever made a country song, Jaquan making a country song, I would pay for it.
No. That was Shabuzi's. That's the song I got Shabuzi on. He
I
made
know.
a country song.
Yeah.
But if
I'm a DJ.
you could
I have
see
to play
J-
that every weekend.
if you could see Jaquan, could you imagine Jaquan doing a country song after
You
all?
don't know what Jake
Hey,
is. That was like when we were in middle school, bro.
he's loving it. He's loving it. He's getting royalties off that.
Oh yeah,
record.
he is getting royalties out there. Woo.
Yep. Tony, give us your next honorable mention, please.
My next honorable mention is that the Mariners made some changes today. They released Mitch Garver and Rob Refsnyder. These guys haven't really had the best performance recently, and then nobody wanted him at the deadline. You couldn't throw Rob Refsnyder in for a player to be named later or anything like that. Mitch Garver, not bad behind the plate, but offensively somehow worse than Cal Raleigh. So we'll probably see somebody grab him sit him in AAA. So grab it. Rob Refsnyder might be done. I love the guy. He spent a lot of time in Boston. He had some flashes, but he's probably going to be a coach in the next couple of years. Mitch Garver, on the other hand, might get to spend a little time on the back end of somebody's roster.
My third and final honorable mention was going to be about the Braves, but I'm actually going to give a shout out to my guy, Mark Livingston, in his epic interview that he has coming up on Thursday. I mean, think about this for a second, y'all. You know, we get amazing guests in general that come on our show, but I mean, he's getting to interview one of South Carolina's great quarterbacks, and Steven Garcia. And I mean, just think about it for a second. Steven Garcia is not much older than us, all of us. And the fact that he unfortunately was diagnosed with stage 4 colorectal cancer. And from what all intents and purposes are, is that he's actually responding really well to these treatments that he's going through. I encourage you guys to really follow him on social media. He does a daily vlog, sometimes multiple times a day, talking about what he is doing and what he's going through. And you know, people also remember he used to have the Duck Dynasty beard like Shane. He shaved it completely off. He has no facial hair at all. He's 38. Yeah, he is 38. So he is not much different. He's younger than me, Matt, Tony, but a little bit older than you, Shane.
Yeah,
so
I know those facts.
So I mean, I really.
What are you talking about?
You are not 29. If you're 29, I'm 12.
Dude, come on, you don't black on crack, man. Come on.
Yeah. You could be 60. You could be 60.
Matt,
not a wrinkle in sight, baby. Not a wrinkle in sight.
Matt, if you guys look at his beard, though, he has more gray than I do.
And look, guys, I suffer from a little bit of albinoism, so just the white in the beard is for my beard. I don't have any pigmentation in my beard.
Pigmentation in his beard.
So that's all it is.
Matt, you please clip that and make that a short. I'm serious. That was a good one, actually. No, but I highly encourage you guys to tune in Thursday, 8 o'clock at night. I know it's during the Hall of Fame game, but you're going to want to listen to what Steven Garcia is going to share. And if we can change one person's life for the better, that's all how it makes it worth. Cancer is horrible. I've unfortunately lost my father-in-law to cancer, multiple myeloma. We have a family friend. Her mom has multiple myeloma. And that, in case you guys don't know, that's blood cancer, bone cancer together. So it's unfortunate that it's there, but I highly, highly, highly recommend you guys tune in this Thursday. I mean, I'm definitely going to do it because, you know, I've been dealt unfortunate health issues, and any way I can do to mitigate and prevent, I'm definitely tuning in. So that is my last honorable mention. Shane, what is your last honorable?
Robert Kraft is not letting them go back in the off season and do that. Trying to protect Drake May and possibly try to make another run towards that Super Bowl. But it's just one of those articles I found, and good read, and found it extremely interesting that you can get paid money to play football and hunt alligators.
You know, that reminds me of, Shane? You remember that video a long time ago on Vine where their girl goes, "Look at all those chickens." That's kind of what it reminds me. All those chickens. That kind of what it reminds me of. Because, you know, people say, "Oh, what a cute little kitty cat." That's not a kitty cat. That is an alligator.
Hall of Fame game. So, you know, I want to see what he's going to do. See if his progression is going to be. You know, when he has the talent around him, he showed that he can produce in college. So, you know, and he's won everywhere he's went to. I mean, so, you know, it's going to be interesting.
Except for his girlfriend.
He can get another one of those, man. You know, he got NFL money, NIL money. So, yeah, he'll be all right. But yeah, shout out to Carson Beck, man. He's showing that he's probably, you know, hey, he might be the top QB rookie.
Don't say it. No, bleep. Don't say it.
Top QB rookie because Mendoza's not starting. He's not playing. He's been behind Cousins.
I guarantee you, we will see a different theme come week 5. We will see a different theme.
I don't know. You got Brady over there, man.
But you don't have your model citizen mentioned, by the way.
They're projected to make the playoffs, man.
No, they're not. They are projected to win 2 wins.
I can say this: probably the rookie with the most production to start is probably going to be one of Seven's teams there in Kansas City. if Pat can't make it. I mean, just saying.
No,
possible.
Pat's gonna be back week 1. He's already.
Yeah, he'll be here.
He's
Pat's already
already
back.
doing.
Yeah.
Right, he's already doing
But you know,
practice
Patrick
runs.
Mahomes likes to throw the ball to the lineman and him in the head.
Who's his backup? Who's Pat's backup again?
Oh my God, who is it?
They got somebody.
It's-
Fields, Justin Fields.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
yeah, but who's the rookie that they drafted? I think.
Yeah, they got that. They got old boy. I know
Yeah.
you're talking about. They got old boy.
Tony, who did they draft?
I can't remember his name, but he's going to be a really good practice squad quarterback.
I don't know if that was a jab.
Don't laugh though, Matt. We have Cooper Rush as our starting quarterback right now for the Atlanta Falcons.
That's because it's a joke of a football team. That doesn't count. Real football teams make better choices. It's that
The fact that we have to
standard.
rely on Cooper Rush and then that, what is it, the South Dakota State
no,
quarterback.
Hey, you know
Hold
what?
up, Brandon.
If you
Hold
don't
up,
like
Brandon.
Cooper Rush,
Brandon.
all you gotta do is call the Browns. Shador
No,
Sanders
no.
is right there.
But Cooper Rush did beat the Falcons.
Cooper Rush is part of the plan, guys.
Oh, what's the plan?
Guys, what's the plan?
What's the plan for us to get the model citizen on the team or something?
No, the plan is for Manning. The plan is for Manning, baby.
If we
Okay,
get Manning,
The plan is for Manning.
Tanking for Manning would be the most Atlanta thing they could do.
Yeah, it
because
would.
Manning has done absolutely
No.
nothing.
See,
to
you
show
got to
that he's
confuse,
an
brother.
NFL
You
quarterback.
got to confuse, Tony. We're not taking for Arch Manning. We're taking for Marshall Manning, baby.
on Thursday, August the 13th, he is going to talk about the historic town of Haleiwa, and also he's going to give a traditional Hawaiian prayer to start. Hopefully, Tony can get the tune in for that one too, because I'm really excited to have Kamaka on there. 2:53 will be the season 7 premiere. It's Tuesday, the 18th of August. We are definitely back after a well-deserved break, but our good friend Casey Detzel, the play-by-play for your Greensboro Gargoyles, the ECHL affiliate of Shane's Carolina Hurricane, will be back. Hockey is going to be here soon. Can't wait for that one. 254.
Reigning Stanley Cup champion, Carolina Hurricanes.
Episode 254, Friday, August 21st. The Minnesota Northern Lights. They're a pro hockey grow continuously. So with that being said, for everybody who tuned in to the show tonight, listened live on the amazing radio stations, thank you guys. And also to our international audience, thank you for an amazing season 6. We greatly appreciate everything you guys have done. You are literally the backbone to making this show successful. We might also have another guest coming on from the United Kingdom. They are for the Atlanta Falcons. It's actually a group that's based. You might have seen them when they have been on TV several times. They are strictly for the Atlanta Falcons in the UK, so we'll talk to them soon, hopefully. Matt, it is time to say goodbye to everybody, and also thank them for an amazing season and what they should and should not do, sir. Boy, you're
Absolutely, guys. Just make sure you. What day of the week is it?
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Okay, beginning of the week. Sorry, guys. These weeks bleeding together. I've been working nights lately. Yeah, man, guys, just enjoy it, man, and just enjoy your life. Be happy with what you have, not what you are hoping to attain. See, that's newness right there. That's next season.
Yes, you guys are gonna. I promise you, season 7. I don't care about time right now. We're gonna be a little over. I don't care. Season 7 is going to be an epic season.
I care.
No.
Because I have to edit it.
Because we're technically 10 minutes. We still have 10 minutes left in our full 90-minute period. In theory, because we're supposed to come on at 7:30. Thank you. Anyway, Shane.
We still did an hour and a half. Your time conception is all wrong. Oh my
No.
gosh.
Anyways, I'm sorry,
Anyway,
Tony.
I'm gonna be real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, thank everybody for following us. Can't wait to see y'all season 7. May the good Lord bless you. Peace, love, and bacon grease.
Tony, give your quick goodbyes, please, sir.
Catch me on TikTok at FGD7 every morning for the Morning Minute. Make sure you check out the Podcast Named for Facebook page. Give us a like, give us a follow. We will be live 10 p.m. Eastern Wednesday night, tomorrow night, talking about the breakdown of the trade deadline and also how things are looking as we look towards the CBA negotiations. So definitely, please join us. We'd love to have you. Thank you for checking out the show. We appreciate you.
Yes, and as I always tell you guys, peace up, A-Town down, why it's the greatest sports city there was. Hey, you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. Remember, we personally will not be back here until the following Tuesday, the 18th, but we will still have our special episodes. Look forward to you guys tuning in on on Thursday with Mark, and then also we'll see you guys next Thursday as well with Kamaka Peelan, as always. You guys have a fantastic week and enjoy this amazing outro one last time, and as always, goodbye.